Good day guys, welcome to today's lesson on STAAD.Pro Connect Edition. In today's lesson, we are going to be checking about deflection checks according to Eurocode UK national notes. So I have this 2-meter span cantilever, and the property I've assigned, I just assigned a simple IP section, IP 180, then material is steel, no specifications. The support at one end is fixed support. Then the loading, I have uh, two load cases. I have dead load and live load. So under the dead load, I have self weight, I have this, and I have this. Okay, but for the live load, I only have a simple point load. Okay, so we are done with that. Now let's go to UK National Annex Eurocode and let's read what it says. It says for vertical deflection, the following table gives suggested limits for calculated vertical deflections of certain members under characteristic load combination due to variable load and should not include permanent load. So you can see, so what we have is a cantilever and our deflection limit is going to be divided by 180. Okay, so let's go now. We'll come to analysis, we'll go to design, and let's go to parameters. Now you can see under the parameters I've chosen Eurocode SGR3, that is 450, then track 4 for deflection. So I can just select this and define parameters. I'll do after current. Now I need to change my deflection limit from 360 to 180, which is a cantilever. So I'll come here. Because if I leave it as 360, it's going to use the default 360 for me. I'll change this to 180 and add. Okay, so close and assign to view. Okay, yes. So after doing that, I will assign my track 4, which is output deflection check results and national annex. So let's run the analysis. I've assigned the check code. So we are not really particular about the steel design, no, we're just particular about deflection checks. Okay, so we have 0 error, 0 warning. So let's go to output processing first and let's see what we have. So load case 2. Let's go to utilization ratio and select it. So we can see what we have. We have a utilization ratio of 35.7. Okay, so we can see what that is. Now let's look at our deflection here. Displacement, load case 2, select this, and you can see at load case 2, which is the live load, is 408. So let's open our calculator. Okay, and we have our span of 2000 millimeter divided by 180. Okay, so our deflection is just supposed to exceed 11.1 millimeter, and in this case our deflection is 408. So it means it's not going to be sufficient. So the only thing we can do in this case is for us to increase our section member size or make it a prox cantilever, which is not our aim. Okay, so what we will do now is let's look at our report first. Let's our analysis report. Let's go to steel design and come down. Now you can see this place deflection check. You can see it has failed. So you can see the deflection limits 0.01, which I told you, and the allowable value, which is 30 utilization ratio, which is 35.7. So what we need to do is to increase the section size for it to work. So let's go back there and let's increase the section size again. Let's change it to something deeper. So change it, double click the IPE and choose something heavier. Let's choose the biggest section. Let's hope it works. Just for basic checks, so let's choose this section and and don't forget that the deeper your member, the more it passes deflection. So let's run the analysis. Okay. So let's go to post-processing mode. Don't forget that we must allow it must not exceed 11 point something millimeters. Okay, so go there and let's see our displacement first at the tip. So you can see our tip is 0.1, so which is very okay. So you can come here and let's see our utilization ratio, which has passed. So it means the section we choose is more than sufficient enough. So you can go back and choose an iteration, to continue doing the iterative method, and you get a very good utilization ratio. But in this case, since I just particular about how to pass deflection, so let's go to our steel design and let's check it. Now you can see here is passed. Now you can see our deflection limit of 0.01, 0.011, the utilization ratio of this. So what it's telling us is that our deflection passes this. So thank you for watching today. If you have any question, you can always drop it in the comment section. Thank you very much.